Hi, welcome to the Church of YouTube. This is not a traditional church. This is not going to be a place where, there's going to be a hymn sung or offering or anything like that. But it's going to be a place where I kind of talk. I kind of give my thoughts on certain things. And the central theme that I'm going to talk about a lot is loving yourself. I know that sounds odd because we live in a society where people are constantly promoting themselves. We have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have TikTok. We have a lot of things and even YouTube, where people are constantly sort of putting themselves out there. But I don't think that's a byproduct of them loving themselves. I think it's a symptom that they don't. We live in a society where people are constantly trying to one-up each other. They're trying to show that they're worth something by what they own or by what they do. Very rarely are people satisfied with who they are. That they are this person and they have value regardless of the possessions they own or the titles that they have. We see clear-cut examples. We see, people who have everything in the world. But that they commit suicide because they're so unhappy. And they've gotten all of these possessions and found that they did not bring them the happiness that they wanted. See, material things don't bring you happiness. I know that that's hard to believe, especially when you're poor. I get that. But unless you love yourself, you're never really going to be happy. So that's what this channel is going to be about. And really, I'm talking to you as well as talking to me. This is self-therapy, so to speak. I'm reminded of the book of Genesis, and I'm reminded of the story of Jacob. Jacob is one of the three patriarchs within the Bible. It's his grandfather, Abraham, who was the original person that formed the covenant with God, and it was his son, Isaac, and then Jacob. And Jacob was one of two sons. His brother Esau was his quote-unquote older brother because they were twins and Esau came out first. But Jacob and Esau were night and day. Esau was athletic, he could hunt, he was strong, he was handsome, and Jacob was described as all those opposite things. But the prophecy said that Jacob would be the greater of the two. But Jacob did not believe that. You see, you would think someone who went on to be a patriarch of really three religions would be someone that was strong, forceful, that projected himself at an early age, but that wasn't Jacob. And Jacob suffered from judging or measuring himself to his brother, almost to the point where he almost destroyed his legacy and sort of passed certain things on that would affect his children. So this whole idea of loving ourselves, and I don't mean egotistical, like I'm the greatest thing in the world, but being comfortable with who you are and not worrying about how that measures up to someone else's or whether or not you fit into a certain group, but you're just comfortable with who you are. How that is really important, and that is really the key to living. That once you get that, then life becomes a whole lot easier. Once you get that, you can do all the things you imagine because you're no longer bound by what other people think or say about you. And we're going to look at examples of that, not only in the Bible, but just throughout the history of this world. So thank you for, clicking on this. I hope that you will stay with it. It's my intention to try to drop a video every week. And we're going to talk scripture, we're going to talk hip-hop, we're going to talk women's studies and a whole bunch of things. We're going to mix this up to sort of create a theology, so to speak, a theology of loving you for who you are and not for anything else. So, thank you for joining me. And let's move forward in making ourselves whole. And whatever you do, whether this is first time and last time you watch me, take time to love yourself. Take time to forgive yourself. And take time to accept yourself.